Welcome, and thank you for watching our presentation. I'm Shauna Rice and I'm the Principal at Outwood Academy, Bydales. I'm just a little disappointed that we are not able to meet in person. So we have lots of information to share with you in this presentation, just to help to give you some ideas about who we are and what we do at Outwood Academy, Bydales. We're on a journey to be world class. Our primary focus is all about getting it right for our children, ensuring they're equipped with everything they need to succeed and thrive in life. We understand our children and we seek to bring out the best in them by having the highest expectations in each and every one. We're a successful and oversubscribed academy where staff are passionate and optimistic. They're tenacious about going the extra mile for our children. I have to say it's an absolute privilege to be part of the team at Bydales. The behaviour and attitudes of our children allow us to deliver the highest quality education and care. Staff are obsessive about attaining the highest standards to enhance children's life chances. They work together and value the part they each play in every child's individual learning journey. Our children learn in a climate that is safe, calm and caring. It's purposeful and scholarly. Our staff encourage inquiring minds and a joy of learning to ensure that our students thrive. Let me just share the academic results from the past 2 years. Our outcomes for students are excellent, and this year our success is predicted to continue. Outcomes are significantly important, but at Bydales we are so much more than end results. We are a close-knit community, as I've said, where traditional values of kindness and hard work are at the heart of who we are. Our children value their education and are proud of our academy. Our staff are committed to providing the highest educational experiences, and we are passionate and optimistic about making sure we go that extra mile. Our Ofsted report judged the academy to be outstanding across all areas. That's how we lead the school, teaching and learning, care and welfare, and outcomes, which are the results for students. A key part of what we focus on is learning. More importantly, it's about creating the conditions for excellent learning to take place. Many schools only react to misbehaviour. More effective schools proactively teach students how to behave well. We have effective reactive systems. Our behaviour policy ensures that we have effective proactive systems. We want all our young people to make positive choices on how to behave. Some will do so because they don't want to be on the consequences board. Some will do so for praise, some because they want adults to think well of them. Some understand the link between this is how to behave to have a great future, and where we want all children to be is eventually that they behave well because it's who they actually are. And this is the pyramid we use to explain this to students. Our behaviour policy is focused around 3 things, and it's really simple: being safe, being responsible, and being respectful. These are our overarching expectations. And really, there are things that as parents and carers we teach our children. It doesn't change if they're 2, if they're 12, or if they're 22. These are values that we all hold dear as parents. We will look at what these actually look like around our academy in a moment. But at Bydales, I always say that we are warm and strict. And what does that mean? Well, warm comes from us as people, being kind and consistent with the children, speaking with warmth and understanding, and taking an interest in them as people. Warm also comes from us teaching and helping the children how to behave well. The strictness comes from our expectations of good behaviour and our systems for managing behaviour. Strict also comes from us all being very consistent with our approach to managing behaviour. So let's look at some of our norms at Bydales. So to be safe, whenever a student has any concerns, we expect them to report that to an adult in school immediately, not wait till they get home. And then that will cause parents and carers an anxious evening, as you can't fix anything until the morning. So please encourage them to do this consistently. Let's get things sorted right away. We need students to help each other if they need it, offer support to others. We've got peer mentors and that help students, and we've got support groups in school. Friendship. We all need our young people to develop the resilience they need. So friendships will change. Please reassure your children. They will develop new friendships, and sometimes it can take longer than they expect. We will help them develop the skills to do this effectively. Instructions from adults must be followed immediately, all the time. And we have a no excuses policy with this. This is so that we can keep everybody safe. So children must follow instructions. We expect students to be careful as they move around the academy. We have over 800 students in the building. We are full in all year groups. So we have 800 students, over 60 staff in the building, and year groups are full. Keeping themselves and others free from danger. Learning these skills, particularly with e-safety, being online, sometimes students can forget themselves. And I always say to students, whatever you're doing or posting online is exactly the same as if you were in real life. The same rules and laws apply. We also expect students to stay in bounds on the academy site, so we don't expect them to be out of bounds. Being responsible. As adults, we all know that this is a key workplace skill. An employer needs everybody being responsible, and we want to train our young people to do that as soon as possible. We expect students to accept their actions are their choice. And I always say, when they come to secondary school, we're big boys and girls now, and they're growing up, so that sense of responsibility is really important. Things like being on time, always, no excuses. Students need to be in the academy building for 8:20. Please help us do this. Understand that these expectations are there so that when students do leave and when they're in the workplace, they've got those things just as part of their norms. We have high standards both in classwork and homework. We expect students to do everything to their best ability, not just doing it and ticking it off, but making sure it's the absolute best it can be. We have support for homework after school in the LRC. There's a homework club that students can attend. Really important, we expect students to keep their hands and feet and unkind words to themselves. We expect students to follow instructions. As you can imagine, managing a class of 30 students or managing a playground and a dining room with over 800 students is a challenge. So this is why we expect them to follow instructions and do as expected first time. Again, we just underpin what's expected when we're in a workplace. Being respectful. Good manners cost nothing, but they maketh the manner woman. It's really good habit forming so that students manage to get themselves to the top of the pyramid. It's who they are. It's a basic that I'm sure we would all agree on. Good old-fashioned values that never go out of fashion. Being respectful. In the classroom, this is key to ensure that no learning time is wasted. Learning always has to be the focus. So we expect students to sit up and listen so that they won't miss anything. So that the teacher can see that they're engaged. We expect them to track the teacher, following everything the teacher is saying, so that we know that they've got the focus to pick up everything that they need to pick up. All ready so that they're ready to ask questions and answer questions. This helps them gain confidence. It also allows the teachers to pick up any misconceptions and to make sure that everybody's ready. And we expect everybody to respect each other so that we all learn in an environment that is effective. It's so important that we work in partnership to ensure that our standards are never lowered. We want the best for your children. We will never lower our standards because it just wouldn't be right. We know what we do works. Bydales has gone from strength to strength over the years. It's been really disappointing that the transition programme has had to be moved to a virtual programme. However, we've tried where possible to maximise opportunities for the children. You can see on the slide that the opportunities that are available all of this this week. Students will return on Monday the 6th of September. That's all students. Plans at present are for all students to arrive at the same time, so there will be no staggered starts. Year 7 students should arrive no later than 8:20, and we would expect them to be in the building by this time. On their first day, only Year 7 will enter straight into the main hall by the outside entrance. So it's the fire exit you can see in the photograph there. Staff will be present to guide them in. After the first day, Year 7 will use the same student entrance as all the other students. I will notify everyone if we've got any changes over the summer regarding operational issues relating to COVID-19. So some practicalities. We supply all Year 7 students with their first uniform. We expect students to wear their uniform with pride. They are part of our Bydales community. We have the highest standards, so please help by making sure that they're always in the correct uniform. Again, no excuses. The students will have a planner, and again I would ask that you check their planner, and there's lots of information within the planner, so it's always a really good first port of call. Things like black or purple baubles in hair, they should be worn in their hair, not on wrists. Shoes must be black and they have to be polishable. They can't be canvas or suede. There shouldn't be any gold bows or bars on shoes, and there shouldn't be no makeup or jewellery. Belts have to be plain. There should be no sort of accessories on belts. A watch is allowed. Absolutely no hoodies are allowed in the academy. So when it's cold, we expect students to wear a coat or a jacket over their blazer. All students must have a bag that can fit an A4 folder. All of these expectations just ensure that students are ready to work and learn. They need to know that when they're in the workplace, they have to follow expectations, and that includes how we dress and present ourselves. And it's the same with our staff. All our staff are expected to wear a jacket at all times and dress in business wear. You should have had communications regarding the uniform events, and you can see the dates on the slide for collection and for exchange. All students remain in the academy for lunch. We are a PFI academy, so that's a Private Finance Initiative academy. All our facilities and the building are the responsibility of Robertsons. iPay login details will be sent out during the summer holidays from our business manager, and we will be 100% cashless in September. So iPay accounts will have to be used to top up lunch accounts. Students are able to bring a packed lunch, and some do. The majority do have lunches. So for lunches, students can have a hot lunch, they can have pasta or sandwiches. There's a wide variety of choice. At break time, they can also have a bacon sandwich or toast. The letter from our business manager will also share information regarding free school meals. I would encourage anyone who's eligible for free school meals to apply. The school receives proportionate funding for students who are in receipt of free school meals, and it is an entitlement, and it does support the school. There are lots of details about transition on our website, so please take a look at that. And for section, I'll just finish off talking a little bit about social media. So we do use social media to keep up to date with what is going on, but our website has all letters detailed on the website. Social media, we know, is a fantastic resource if it's managed effectively. And we do use our platforms to celebrate what's going on at the Academy and communicate and promote events. But I do want to add that students must not have their phones visible in school. They must be switched off before they cross the purple line. They mustn't use their phones in school ever. This is to help support us deal with problems effectively. If a student rings you on their mobile phone, then it can often, during the school day, it causes anxieties. And actually, often you're not able to do anything about this. Where we want to encourage students to follow our expectations so that everybody is kept safe. So we need students, if they've got any issues, that they need to talk to a member of staff right away, and we will obviously contact yourselves, but they should not be using their mobile phones at all in the academy. Phones will be confiscated and they will only be returned when an adult collects them. Please don't rush to collect them so that your young people learn to meet our high standards, and we always appreciate your support. I'll pass over to other colleagues and members of SLT just to give you some more information around expectations within specific areas of the academy. Thank you.
Hello, I am Miss Peacock, Assistant Principal, and I am responsible for deep learning. There are a range of key ingredients that make up our lessons and encourages outstanding learning to take place. Key ingredients include random name generators to select students at random to answer questions, timers on the board to ensure pace for lesson, sharp start to lesson with tasks to complete on arrival, seating plans that are changed each half term and decided by the teacher, mini whiteboards for quick teacher assessment on how students are grasping their learning, use of visualisers to model answers so students can complete a modelled answer with the teacher first and then use this to work independently and gain confidence. We use a range of collaborative structures here at Bydales. These promote teamwork, culture of listening, high level of thinking skills and a coaching culture in the classroom. Students will see the cartoons and instructions in their lessons. They will see ones such as speak for my team, active listen, gather and share, outfox the class, show the leader, the big question, work through me, and many more. Praise is one of the simplest and most powerful tools to engage and motivate students. When used effectively, praise can turn around behaviour challenges and improve students' attitude to learning. We have a wide range of different tools for praise, including praise points, postcards, certificates, and even chocolates, and I'm sure that you will get some next year. Parents and carers will receive information via their child's Praise and Stars report every 6 weeks on their effort. We want all students to be aiming for E1s and E2s. They will make significant improvement and progress. As well as praise for students, we also have praise for staff. Students can nominate staff members for an Apple for Teacher Award, which are given out during L&P briefing. Staff members receive a wooden apple pendant of which they can hang onto their 3D wooden trees.
Welcome to all of our parents and carers of our Year 6 students that are coming up to Bydales in September. We are really looking forward to all of the students coming to see us in September and starting their journey with Bydales. And just to introduce myself, my name's Mr. Middleton. I'm the Associate Vice Principal here at Bydales. I can be contacted. You can see my email address on the screen there. And my responsibility is around deep support. Deep support covers a number of different areas, including behaviour and attendance, praise points and the consequence system, praising stars, social times, safeguarding, and mental health and well-being. And you can see the pyramid here that Miss Rice has already spoken about in this presentation, and it's essentially everything that we do here at Bydales, and we use the behaviour policy to focus on 3 areas: to be safe, be responsible, and be respectful. And these are our overall expectations. And it's everything that we like to teach our students. And using the pyramid, but also different acronyms such as choices, we use, and you will see if you get an opportunity to visit the academy, but the students will see these in every classroom around the academy. And we use the phrase warm and strict with our behaviour policy. Warm because it comes from us as people, being kind and consistent with children, speaking with warmth and understanding, and taking a real interest in them. And strict comes from our expectations of good behaviour and our systems that are in place of managing misbehaviour that I will talk about later in this presentation. So what does it mean to be safe in our academy? We use the phrase choices because we want our students at all times to make the right choices. And this starts at the beginning of the day, ensuring that they are fully prepared for the school day with correct uniform, a school bag and a planner. And they arrive on time by making sure that they are over the purple line by 8:20 every single morning. If your child is looking to cycle to school, making sure that they have a bike helmet and they have a valid bike permit, which they can collect from reception during their first week of school at Bydales in September. And we continue to encourage our students to make the right choices in their lessons when moving around the academy and during social times, where they should continue to behave in a safe, responsible and respectful manner. We do have a lunchtime isolation space for any students that are not meeting our expectations when they are both moving around the academy but also on a break in the lunchtime. But choices, you can see there, the C is concern should be reported to an adult immediately, help others when they need it, offer support to others, instructions from adults should be followed immediately at all times, careful and sensible movement around the building, ensure that you always keep yourself and others free from danger, and stay in permitted areas only. We are a phone-free school, and we know that parents probably have supported students with getting mobile phones, but we would like you to support us with keeping your children safe. And students must not have their phones visible in school, and they must be switched off before they cross the purple line. There might be occasions where your child feels like they need to contact home, and if that ever is the case, we would encourage them to go and speak to a member of staff, which could be their learning manager, or a member of teaching staff or the leadership team, or going to speak to reception, where we can then contact home. When students use phones in school, it can often cause problems and anxieties, especially if they call, for example, yourselves, when realistically you're unable to do anything, when we're there at school to be able to support. So please encourage your children to follow our expectations to keep everybody safe. Phones will be confiscated and returned only when an adult comes to collect them, if they are seen out in school. So attendance is the next area that I'm going to speak about, which is part of deep support. So what do we expect from our parents and carers around attendance? For a start, it's making sure that attendance has to be a priority. If children are not in the academy and classrooms in front of our teachers, then they are not learning. Being in the present situation has illustrated just how vital this is. Even though we are now adverse to creating online learning, it is not and will never be a substitute for face-to-face learning in a classroom environment. If you want your child to do well, then attendance has to be a priority. All children now have gaps in their learning, and some of these gaps are significant, especially dependent on the amount of time that has been missed across the last year and a half. And any further absence from school will only increase those gaps and possibly place further stresses and anxieties on our children to manage the catch-up process. Students will see around the academy different attendance displays, and this one here indicates the impact essentially of when students don't attend regularly, how that might affect their GCSE grades at the end of year 11, which seems a long way off for our year 6 students coming into year 7. But it does really start from the first day that they arrive at Bydales. And it would be great to see as many students as possible achieving above 97%, and hopefully some of our students being exceptional and attending 100% of the time. We have worked hard on our attendance rewards, and we will continue to celebrate the attendance of our students that are attending regularly. We've done a variety of initiatives this year, which we hope to continue next year, which includes a £15 Just Eat voucher issued to students, one student at the end of every week. Donuts for the winning tutor group with the biggest attendance for that week. 100% gold badges for students in different year groups, but also reward trips such as going to the Metro Centre, which we hope to start up again after the challenges that we have faced this year. But also things that happen on a lunchtime, such as Just Dance, to really celebrate and reward the students for attending school on a regular basis. The next area I'm going to talk about is the behaviour system. And people often think about the behaviour system as a negative, and they focus on the consequences and the sanctions that are issued. We always like to kind of keep the scales weighted on the praise side, so celebrating the excellent behaviour that our students demonstrate. And that's through a variety of things, such as praise points and praise boards, and lots of different things that we do to celebrate praise. We do also have a consequence system, and students, when they start in September, they will get assembly from myself that will explain the consequence system. And essentially, it's trying to really encourage all of our children to make sure that they are certainly on the left-hand side and achieving lots and lots of praise and reward for the great work that they do here at Bydales. Student uniform. Student uniform on a daily basis is checked by both members of the leadership team on the school gate, but also their form tutor at the start of the day. We need to make sure that students have got plain black shoes. They must be polishable. No trainers, boots, pumps or canvas shoes will be allowed. Socks must be plain black. The jewellery, no jewellery is allowed except a wristwatch and a medic alert necklace or bracelet. Smartwatches are not allowed in the academy, and the same for rings and ear piercings. All students need a bag that can fit in a planner and an A4 workbook. Nail polish and any type of false nails are not allowed, and hair bobbles need to be purple or black, and they should be discreet. And you can see a couple of pictures there of our uniform and our students displaying that fantastically of how it should look in action when our students start in September. The next thing I'm just going to speak about within Deep Support is Praising Stars. So Praising Stars is essentially a report that you will receive as parents and carers at 6 points throughout the academic year. These are often sent out and they are provided to students towards the end of every half term. And they include a range of information, including attendance and behaviour, age-related expectations, effort grades, any homework or attendance issues. Alongside Praising Stars reports, there's also 3 parents' evenings across the academic year, which is an opportunity to be able to speak with your child's teacher and discuss their behaviour, effort and academic progress. We haven't yet finalised Parents' Evening for next academic year, and this will depend as well on whether we are able to return to face-to-face meetings, but further information will come out about that in the autumn term. The next part of Deep Support is all around safeguarding, and myself, Miss Gates, who's our inclusion coordinator, and Miss Rice as our principal, we are the designated safeguarding leads. We do also have our learning manager team. They are all safeguarding trained, and they are our deputy designated safeguarding leads. So we have Miss Bade, Mrs. Reid, Mrs. Boys, Mr. Burton, and Mr. Page. And we really encourage, if your children ever have a problem, however big or small, there is always somebody to talk to. And remember that you can speak to any member of staff at any time during the school day. The last part I'm going to speak about is our mental health and wellbeing team. We understand, especially over the last couple of years, the pressures and how much everything that has happened can certainly affect people's mental health. So we have a team of people that are there to support, and that is led by myself and Miss Collin as the wellbeing leads, but we also have other members of staff that form our mental health and wellbeing team. You can, if you go onto the website, you will see a green button that takes you to our mental health and wellbeing strategy. And also at the bottom there, you can see a link that will take you to our very own mental health website that has a variety of information, including up and coming events, links to contacting our mental health and wellbeing team, but also support, not just for our students, but parents and carers as well. So I'd certainly encourage you to take a look. That is everything from me and from Deep Support, but by all means, use my email address that was identified at the start of this presentation if you would like to contact me. We are really looking forward to welcoming all of our Year 6 students to Bydales in September.
Hello, my name is Miss Ferris and I lead Deep Experience. I'm just going to run through the more significant areas of Deep Experience for you and your child at this stage. So firstly, Deep Experience includes the curriculum. So our curriculum is designed to be broad and ambitious and reflects the national curriculum and qualification expectations. Secondly, following the curriculum, Deep Experience produces each student's timetable. I've put an example here of a typical Year 7 timetable which your child will receive in September. Across the top there are the days of the week, and then each day there is a tutor period and then 5 one-hour lessons. Students can see the subject, teacher and room for each lesson. Remember, for the first few days students will be following the ACE programme. There will also be plenty of staff and present students to help our new students find their way around. In terms of classes and sets, students have presently been placed into mixed ability classes based on the data we've received from primary and junior schools. Approximately every 6 weeks or half term, students are assessed by their teachers in every subject in what we call Praising Stars assessments, and you will receive a Praising Stars report following this. The other areas that Deep Experience lead on are tutor groups. This has changed recently, just if you have older children in the academy, so these are now a single year group rather than mixed. Then there is our assembly programme. You will also receive a copy of our enrichment activities booklet, which lists all of the activities students can become involved in after school. This booklet will also be available on our website. Students may also wish to join Student Voice, where they can become involved in a number of groups that support the academy, such as sustainability, hospitality, transition or sports. Deep Experience also leads on careers, and there'll be lots of opportunities from Year 7 to support decisions here. I hope that gives you an overview of Deep Experience, and I look forward to seeing you all in September.
Thanks again. I hope you found all the information from colleagues very, very valuable. But I would just like to end our presentation this evening. So obviously, ensuring our children are safe is our biggest priority. Absolutely always. Miss Gates and Mr. Middleton and myself are all designated safeguarding leads, and all the learning managers are designated safeguarding leads. So if you have any safeguarding concerns, please never hesitate to contact us. And regarding safety, particularly with road safety, parking and bike safety, we do really need your support with this. Firstly, bike safety. We have a lot of children who cycle to school, and we always promote healthy lifestyles. Our expectation is that any child cycling to the academy should wear a cycle helmet to ensure that they're safe. Students will also need a cycle permit to bring their bike to the academy. New starters will be allowed to bring their bike wearing a helmet, and Mr Middleton will do his annual biking assembly and share expectations with this for students. I would like parents just to be aware that if students do bring a bike to school, we would ask that you have your own insurance for this, because it's not covered on the academy insurance. Mentioned before, we've got over 800 students in the academy, and managing the traffic to keep all our young people safe can be a challenge. So we do need parental and carer support with this. Good relationships within our community are really important to us. We need us all to work together to ensure that we follow expectations. So please support us with this and be considerate of our community neighbours. So please make sure that you adhere to expectations on Churchill Drive. Churchill Drive is actually no entry, so please help by not using it when you're actually collecting students. Help us keep students safe, and also make sure that we are developing and improving our relationships with our neighbours within the community. In the academy grounds, please don't use the turning circle unless you have disabled access for your child. If you're dropping off or collecting, please use the parking spots so this area remains safe for all our young people. Please don't park on the and outside the academy. Please don't use this private road and cycle path to park or do U-turns. Let's all work together to build a really, really good and strong community that has positive relationships. This is a really busy junction for students to cross, so we expect that they do not use this point as a crossing point. They must use either the bottom gate or the top gate to enter the school. And they need to use, if they're crossing the main road, they need to make sure that they are using the crossing point. We just want everybody to be as safe as possible, and I'm sure that's an expectation that all parents and carers have. The work of our Academy Council really does support our Academy's success, and Mrs Tricia Taylor is the chair of our Academy Council. Mrs Taylor, alongside other members of the Academy, are very dedicated and loyal associates to Bydales. The Academy Council also has parent representatives as part of their body. So that's us coming to an end now, and just to finish, this is who we are. It is about high standards. We're passionate about creating life chances for all our young people. It's about a no excuses culture, so our young people are resilient and learn from their mistakes. We're 100% wholeheartedly committed to putting students first, raising standards and transforming lives. And as I said, if you've got any questions, please use the frequently asked document. Thank you very much for watching this presentation, and we're really excited and looking forward to working with you over the next 5 years.